What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. And today, we got some great and major news out of the great state of North Carolina. Guys, we got some significant legal wins after the North Carolina Supreme Court made amazing rulings yesterday related to gerrymandering and voter ID in the great state of North Carolina. And quite frankly, this could be a sign of great things coming out of the great state of North Carolina as one of the best statewide parties in the Republican Party in North Carolina continues to prove you can be a swing state Republican Party and be freaking amazing. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below. Guys, go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. Go follow the Rumble page for exclusive content. Also, in the top right corner, you may notice there will be a live stream later today. At 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing a live reaction of the first Republican primary debate from 2015. Yep, we're getting ready for hopefully some entertaining debates coming up, but I'm just preparing because this should be a fascinating cycle. So yeah, top right corner, you'll see a link to that stream. It starts in a couple hours. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you could join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as help support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Sorry about that, folks. My mic just, cut out for a second. So, North Carolina, they continue to be the gold standard of Republican parties. For being a swing state Republican Party, they know what the hell they're doing. So, if you didn't know, for the past couple of years, the Democrats have controlled the state Supreme Court in the great state of North Carolina, and they've been making some atrocious rulings. I mean, it's not even, pretending to be fair. They're openly saying, well, the last 200 years of gerrymandering maps make the last 200 years worth of laws nullified. That's not a joke. The state Supreme Court was actually seriously considering nullifying 200 years worth of law and legislative agendas, whatever you want to call it, because it's a rigged map. I mean, this is not some even remotely pretending to be fair. They're openly partisan Democrats. Well, this past election, we did flip the state Supreme Court, and it is a 5-2 majority. And, well, this just shows you that, in my opinion, state Supreme Court elections are probably the most important of any statewide election, if they do have it, because, well, they could do this. The North Carolina Supreme Court reversed itself on Friday on whether partisan gerrymandering and strict voter ID law violate the state constitution. The partisan gerrymander, of course, NBC is going to make it sound like it was a partisan gerrymander, and all that other stuff. In a pair of rulings with implications far outside the state. The court, which flipped the GOP control in January, said in February that it would break tradition and revisit two high-profile voting rights rulings not long after the previous Democrat-controlled court had ruled against it. But the difference is, they first of all, they ignored the voters of North Carolina. The Democrat-controlled majority, that voter ID law, that was through a referendum. Like, it was during a blue wave, mind you. A blue wave year in North Carolina, right, in 2018. It's still 55% voted in favor of it, but the state Supreme Court threw it out anyways. So that's a bit different. Plus, with the gerrymandering stuff, if you thought the map that the North Carolina Republicans had before was bad, go look at Illinois. I mean, for a gerrymander, North Carolina's was clean. It was mostly as compact as physically possible. It didn't look atrocious. Yes, it favored one direction. But it didn't look like Illinois' gerrymander where you had 15 lines going through 15 different cities. That's not what North Carolina did. And the state Supreme Court, they didn't care. They threw it out anyways, and arguably gave Democrats upwards of 4 seats in North Carolina. So, yeah. The redistricting ruling sets up North Carolina to return to legislative maps that give Republicans aggressive edge over Democrats both locally and in the U.S. House. Yeah, of course, NBC's forgetting the fact that the map that Democrats came up beforehand, that was disgusting. That was terrible. The one beforehand was more compact. So, NBC's making it sound like this was some egregious gerrymander. Yes, it helped Republicans. But it was actually, when you look at the statistics through Dave's redistricting, it was actually more compact. It was more quote-unquote fair, if you look at that metric, than the new map was. And now the North Carolina Republican Party, they're taking their gloves off. They're going all out. Okay, you're not allowing us to give us a 10-4 map, I think it was beforehand. We're going to go 12-2. 12 Republican seats, only 2 Democrats. So yeah, the North Carolina Republican Party isn't pissing around. The North Carolina Supreme Court had previously said partisan gerrymandering violated the state constitution's free election protections, but the new Republican justices said they were wrong to do so. This is hilarious, coming from the same state that had arguably one of the worst gerrymanders in history. I think it was North Carolina 4th? I mean, dear Lord. I mean, that was, I would still say Maryland's was worse, but I think it was North Carolina's like 5th or something like that. I can't remember, but this was a big lawsuit, went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it did change some things, but either way, I mean, this is hilarious coming from the fact that Democrats in North Carolina have rigged the maps for years. It's absolutely ironic. So the second the Republicans take control, this is unfair, this is rigged maps, yada yada. Baloney. So, before the new Republican-controlled state Supreme Court weighed in, state Republicans had asked this U.S. Supreme Court to let them use their gerrymandered maps. There they argue that only the state legislators had the power to write election rules, citing a broad legal argument known as the independent state legislator theory. So that's going to be, I don't think the Supreme Court's going to hear it now. They're just going to, use this as, well, we're going to avoid the question, which I think is stupid. In my opinion, the independent state legislator theory, when you read the Constitution, that's kind of right. It does say that the state legislators do control election laws, and they're the only ones that do. But I think that this argument could be going too far, and I'm fascinated to see what the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, does do. Now, outside the gerrymandering stuff, the voter ID stuff we finally got it through in North Carolina after 6 years of fighting. The court said that liberal justices had erred when they agreed with the lower court's decision to invalidate the state's 2018 law requiring voter ID at the polls, which the lower court said was discriminatory. Yet 55% of people voted in favor of it. In a blue wave. They ordered the lower court to dismiss the case with prejudice. So yeah, I'm glad that the North Carolina Supreme Court's Republican. You see how powerful they can be? I mean, this is why what happened in Wisconsin's a travesty, because all of Scott Walker's reforms and all that stuff, it's going down the frickin' toilet within the next year or so. It's sad. And I do think, though, North Carolina's Republican Party has set the gold standard. They have a 5-2 majority now, and arguably, if Mark Robinson wins in 2024, this could become the next Florida, a Republican stronghold after years of being somewhat of a swing state. I mean, it's out of reality. Mark Robinson's so far running a damn good campaign. And if he does become the next governor, he's going to make Democrats flee the state to, Colorado. And this is what Republican legislators and governors have to do. Make Democrats flee. Do not give them any ground. Force them to go to Colorado. Turn Colorado into California too. Make it a shithole. I mean, that's what's happening right now. It sucks. Colorado's a beautiful state, but Republicans have to do what the North Carolina the Florida, and somewhat the Texas GOPs are doing. Make it terrible for Democrats. Pass constitutional carry. Pass voter ID. Pass anything. I mean, think about that. If you pass constitutional carry, it makes Democrats flee a state. What does that tell you? So, the North Carolina GOP, they know what they're doing, and they did a great job getting two amazing justices to help flip the Supreme Court, and not be like the Ohio GOP, which has a majority, but screwed us in redistricting. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.